Mm-hmm. Sale of real property held primarily for sale or for lease. That means that makes the person involved in real estate. Then it is subject to VAT, okay, of 3.199. Remember last time, before, I think there's the real residential lot of 1.5 million, low cost housing of 2.5 million, ganyan. Ngayon, lahat ng wala na. Wala nang ibang kailangan kang tandaan, isa na lang, 3.199. Okay? If the property is 3.0, VAT exempt. If the property is above 3.2, VATable. Okay? That's the first one. Second is all commercial real property is now subject to VAT. Okay? Regardless of whether you sell it for less than 3 million or more than 4 million, pag commercial property yan, VATable yan. Okay? Kasi ang tanong, what would you do with the commercial property? If you will buy it for you to use it as a house and for you to use it for your business, to house your business, in that case, that is subject to real VAT. If that is if you are holding it for lease, then that is also VATable. Okay? So wala ka ng takas. Now, problema sa ganyan is this is all subject to dependent on the examiner or the BIR examiner. Kasi when they look at it, how will you know that you are that is a commercial property? Di ba? Nakalagay sa tax declaration, commercial. Okay. If that is the case and it is considered tax declaration is commercial, then the sale is theoretically VATable. Okay. Now, what some people do is they show it as hindi yan no, kasi doon lang na kami nakatira pero ano lang siya, kahit na commercial area siya, pero doon kami nakatira. Okay? So doon pinapalusot doon sa BIR. Okay? Any questions so far?
But then, sir, let's say that you buy a property and then parang your intention is to use it as like your place of business. But then even if it's not technically like if it's not technically like commercial property, then it's not going to be VATable. Even if your intention.
Yan ang lusot mo.
Okay.
So you will say na hindi naman siya commercial property kasi ano siya, nagano lang kami, doon kami nakatira, di ba? So pwede yan.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Sir, so pwede, what if yung house mo, parang main office mo din?
Hindi, if you register your office at that address, then that address is subject to VAT.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Now, the implication is not just the VAT because sometimes it's okay naman to VAT eh. Diba? But if if you are subject to VAT, then you are subject also to corporate income tax. Final tax. So you need to do it like how we computed the other day. Okay? Understand? No. I'm not making sense. Diba? Yung kailangan okay. General rule. First, the rule. If I were selling and I'm not engaged in real estate business, when I sell, what will happen is I'm just subject to 6% final capital gains tax. Yung mga percentage tax na I will discuss in a while. Okay? But if I were engaged in real estate business, what will happen is ganyan ang mangyari. Sale, 18 million, net of sales of 16 million, less cost of sales, gross profit, less expenses is taxable income. Then taxable income times the tax rate, it's 20 or 25. Okay? Do you understand? Hello? Okay. If this were a person who's not engaged in real estate business, ang gagawin mo lang is the amount times 6%. So 18 million times 6%. Tapos ka na. Okay? Do you understand? And this will be the, I think, I'm not sure, but I think this is your final project. I cannot remember now, but this seems to be your final project. Yung hahanap kayo ng your next assessment. Hahanap kayo ng title tapos ganyan. What if you are engaged in business? What if you are not engaged in business? Ano yung mga taxes? Ano yung what if you decide to donate? What if this were estate? Then yan ang mga kailangan yung iano sa final submission. Okay? Kaya ito yung mga taxes. Don't forget about this lecture para pagdating ng araw, hindi na natin pabalikan, ha? Okay. Any question? Okay. So, when we were discussing final tax kanina, I will go through the list again. So, for income interest, we are done with this. Okay? Interest, di ba? Tapos na tayo. Doon nung nakamali ako ng ng bukas ng PowerPoint, remember? We're done with interest. I think someone computed na eh. Okay. Sale of shares. Sale of shares now is computed at 15%. 15% of the income. Okay. So, Miss Manikis, who do you recommend today for our chit chat?
Sandoval, sir.
Sandoval.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sandoval, Miss Sandoval, Miss Sandoval.
Miss po.
Yes, Miss Sandoval. Where are you?
Sir, ayaw po mag-on ng camera ko. Cannot
Sige.
start video daw po.
Okay, sige. Baka kailangan nang bumili ng bago. I'm willing to accept your donation na lang. Bili ka na lang ng bago. Medyo luma ng aking computer. Okay. So, example of this computation. Okay. You own 5 million worth of shares, 5 million shares. Lista mo na lang. You want the link again?
Sir, I can just send the link now.
Sige,
Here
okay,
in the
thank you.
No problem, sir.
Okay. You have 5 million shares worth 15 peso par. Okay. 15 peso par. Okay. That means that is the cost that you purchase it, huh? And then now you will sell 1 million of those. At 100 peso. Okay. How much will you gain from this transaction? Hmm? Hmm? How much will you gain? Miss Sandoval?
Sir, wait lang po. I'm still computing.
Saan mo nakuha yan?
Yung wait, sorry.
Hmm. Nafe-feel niyo ba yung nasa beach ako? Kailangan ano, wala akong magawa habang nakaantay tayo kay Miss Sandoval.
100 mil. Sir, 100 million?
Okay. But what is your cost? How much will you gain? Yan ang tanong.
Sir, 1.5?
Tama ba yan? Ganyan?
Ay, cost pala yan. Sorry. Sir, the cost is 75 million.
Why is it 75 million? How many shares are you selling?
100, 1 million.
So your cost should be, yung 4 million na hindi mo bibenta, will it be included in the cost?
No.
Sige.
15 million yung cost, sir.
Okay. So how much is your gain?
85 million po.
Okay. If 85 million, how much is your tax rate? Nasabi natin kanina.
15% po.
Sige, i-apply mo.
One, 12,750,000 po.
12 million? Hindi.
750.
15% muna. Wait. Huwag mo muna ng ano. Okay? So that transaction alone, where you sold 1 million, 1 million shares, is going to be taxable for 12,750,000 if your share is not publicly listed. Okay. Now, hindi pa siya tapos. Next question is, given that the stockholders' equity is 1.5 billion and there are 10 million shares outstanding, how much is your book value? Ni Sandoval.
One billion for 90.
How do you compute book value? What is the value per share?
15 po.
Huh?
Value per share is 15 or yung price na po?
Ano 15?
Yung par or yung
Okay, par value yan eh. Book value is different from par value.
So sir, so 100 pesos po ba siya i-base?
No. Stockholders' equity divided by the number of shares outstanding is your book value. Tama?
150 sir.
150. Nagets mo yan?
Yes po.
Okay. Next. Now, next issue. Napansin nyo, the book value of the corporation is 150 peso per share. But you sold it for 100. Tama?
Yes po.
So you're selling it for less than book value. Is there nothing wrong? Nagpabenta ka ng palugi?
Yes sir, malulugi sila.
Lugi yung seller, di ba?
Opo.
Okay. That is the exact scenario when Metro Pacific bought some shares in some, I think, hospitals or something. Pinili na yung share ng palugi. Yung seller, binenta. Okay. The BIR said, no, you cannot do that because if you sell it below book value, then the difference is treated as a donation. Okay? You understand or hindi?
Yes sir.
So, ibig sabihin nun, binenta ko yung share ko sa'yo at 100 peso, even though I know that the book value of the corporation is 150 per share. Therefore, the 50 peso difference between 150 and 100 is treated as my donation to you. Okay?
Okay
Yes?
po sir.
You understand?
Yes po. Yes
So
po.
now we compute again. 1 million times 150 minus 100 means, ano ba to? $50 million. Okay?
Yes sir.
Then 50 million times donation tax of 0.6 means that additional 3 million. Okay? You understand, Ms. Sandoval?
Yes sir.
So your total tax is now 12 plus
3 million.
Hmm. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is how the BIR during the time of Kim Henares did it. And up to 2017, that is how we computed. Now, 2021, 2017, 2018 actually, the train law, after train law, the difference now is this one. After train law, now the law says the issue of donation is not applicable if the transaction is arm's length transaction. Okay? That means hanggang dito na lang yung tax. Bakit? What is an arm's length transaction? Arm's length transaction is the transaction valuation at the rate that someone who is not related or someone who is not doing any favor will buy or sell. Okay? Someone who is arm's length yan. Arm's length, yung kamay, di ba? Someone who is not related will enter into. Okay. So, Ms. Sandoval, are we related?
No po.
So, hanggang saan na yung tax mo?
Hanggang sa capital gains tax na lang po.
Yes. That is the new law under train law. Dati, before 2017, hindi yan, mayroon pa kang donation tax. Okay. So, when will donation still be applicable? Okay. Si Ms. Cambry. Cambry.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You will be my daughter na, ha?
Oh my gosh, okay, sir.
Okay. So, I sell to you my share. Another 1 million. Kanina, binenta ko kay Sandoval, 100. Ngayon, binenta ko sa'yo. And you are my daughter. What happens now? Anong tax involved?
Hanggang
same.
donation tax po, sir.
Hanggang
The
donation
same.
tax. So, the same amount of
Yes, sir.
transaction to Miss Sandoval and to Miss Cambry. Pero, kasi Miss Cambry was my daughter, hindi siya arm's length. Diba? May mga badges of fraud yan eh. Okay? Get? In that
Yes,
case,
sir.
my transaction with Miss Cambry will be subject to
Donation tax.
donation tax pa. Yung difference, ha? Between book value. Okay? Yes, Miss Manikis.
So then, can you assume that if the price is undervalued, that there's like arm's length, or do people just compute it that way?
No,
because of
the
that?
way they
Like
look
if-
at arm's length is whether the buyer and the seller is related or has some intertwined relationships.
So, but then in the example here that you presented, since we calculated for the donation, you can assume that there was a relationship.
No,
Like if ever
Cambry is
it's
my
the
daughter eh.
15. Okay.
Diba? Kaya ano ko, if I sold to Miss Sandoval, hello? Can you hear me? If I sell to Miss Sandoval, who's
Double
not related to me,
Yes.
the same
Yes,
amount, then there's no donation tax at all. Okay?
Okay.
Now, if I sell it to my daughter, Cambry, then it is subject to donation
Included.
tax
Okay.
because it's not arm's length. Or I'm selling it to my subsidiary, another sister company. Or I'm selling you my share, in return, you will give me something. Oh. May mga kapalitan, may kapalit yan, then hindi siya arm's length.
Okay.
Kasi may donative intent na. Yes, Miss Algolioso.
Sir, is there a level of like limit or until what kind of level yung can be counted as a related transaction?
Wala naman.
Okay.
So normally, wag mo lang paalam, 'di ba? Kung anak mo sa labas, hindi wag mo na paalam, hindi na nila matatrace 'yan. Pero kung anak mo 'yan, makikita nila same surname, sorry ka na lang. And that happens so it's up to the BIR. Now kaya ngayon lang labas doon is it's left to the discretion of the BIR. I would not mind if they just use it standard na lahat ng tao may donation. The problem lang kasi is book value itself does not really mean anything. For example, ang case ng Metro Pacific, di ba? Binili na yung sa hospital. Yung book value ng hospital mataas kasi yung mga equipment niya mahal eh, di ba? Pero what do you know about hospital that the BIR does not know? The equipment, even if they do not depreciate, are not yet depreciated fully, might become useless. Obsolescence. Diba? Bumili siya ng state of the art, the pang x-ray. Diba? Tapos ngayon pala lahat ng tao nagsi-CT scan na, wala na nagpapa-x-ray. Ano gagawin mo dun sa whole body x-ray machine mo na binili mo ng bilyones? Diba? Gets mo? Yes, Miss Magnikis.
Pero sir, can you like fight that? Like, can you say na parang, oh, I'm not doing arm's length? And if so, will they have to give you the money back?
No,
Like,
before
is there
you
a way
pay,
to prove it?
you need to prove, before you pay, they will say, this is not arm's length. Arm's length is okay. Arm's length means may ano tayo, may distance tayo. Di ba?
Yes.
Arm. Yung parang nag-CCAT tayo, may ano tayo, may distance tayo, may
Lining up.
social distancing.
Social-
Yung
Yeah.
hindi arm's length means na hindi to ano. So sasabihin niya, oh, binenta mo sa pamangkin mo eh. Oh, hindi kayo arm's length. Di ba? Kaya mura yan. Then, you can justify, ay wait, kasi yung book value namin, mayroon siyang equipment na wala na. Di ba? Like a lot of the old factory, like yung mga, wala na. Yung mga makina, kahit nandun yung value, nandun pa, wala na kwenta. Di ba? Like yung mga cement, yung nag-ano ng cement, lining ng cement, wala nang bibilinan ngayon. Di ba?
okay.
Diba yung ready mix na isa lang pinapadala sa bakit ka pa mag-ano ng equipment na ganyan? Oh. So, or you can say, like in my one case that we handled, the sale involved a lot of VAT, value added tax input. Diba? VAT input is treated as an asset, diba?
Yes.
As we mentioned last 2 weeks ago. So, ano gagawin mo doon sa VAT? Kung export, bumili sa'yo, export-oriented ka. Di ba? Wala ka nang mabavat.
Oh, okay.
So, you write it off. Okay? Now,
Okay.
in some cases, what we do is we just tell the client, we write off, clean the books first before we execute the sale. Para hindi ka yes.
Okay, that makes sense. I was
Yeah.
just wondering.
But because some of them do not know about this, then by the time they submit to BIR, ay problema na. Di ba? But if you know about this two-step valuation of percentage tax on sale of shares, then you know very well. Bakit? Anong ginawa namin sa isa? I'll tell you a secret. What we did was, if instead of selling to the son, we asked the son to form a corporation.
So the arm's length needs to be a blood relative, sir? Or
Not
para
really blood relative, may kapalit. Diba?
Okay.
Like, sasabihin nila, oh, bibenta mo ng mura kay Metro Pacific, yung mga hospital doctor, pero in return, the Metro Pacific will give them a parang concession to operate, to use the facility, for example. So may palitan yan. In that case, the valuation is not really the market value, but more of adjustment for donative intent.
Oh, okay. Adjustment.
Okay.
Okay, okay.
Yes,
Thank you.
Kasi mayroon
Yes,
kang,
sir.
ano, it's not just because I'm relative. It could
Yeah.
also be because may kapalit. Ah.
Okay.
Like I'm selling you my share. Ikaw si Manikis naman. I'm selling you my share because you have been a good bidder. At 100 peso, even though the book value is 150. Now, why is it that I gave you the no? Hindi because of the market value, di ba? But because
Yeah.
I have donative intent to give it to you.
Oh, okay.
Tama,
Okay,
get
that
ba?
makes sense.
Mm.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
The point here is, okay, huwag natin kalimutan si Miss Sandoval. Kung hindi, yung grade niya, mawala na naman. Okay. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Anyway, I'm going through this quickly para we can go back to, we will reach the real property tax and the, again, in a bit. Okay. Now, there's another third column that saan na siya? Okay. And the other column is, what if the share are listed in the stock exchange? If the shares are listed in the stock exchange, it is only 0.6% of the gross value. Tapusin mo na, Ms. Sandoval. Para ikaw na rin na magano. Saan yung 6%? O, sige.
Wait, sir, 0.6%?
Yes. If these were listed in the exchange, naka-IPO.
6%.
0.6%. Ms. Sandoval.
510.
Ha?
510,000.
Saan mo nakuha yung 510,000?
Nawala. Yung 0.6% times yung gain.
Gain ba?
The sales.
Let me know if you don't.
600,000, sir.
Anong gamit mo? You really don't want to use my chart, ha? Pareha ba tayo?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, you notice na if this were a publicly listed company, naka-IPO siya, the tax involved is final tax of 600,000. No need to compute. Whether you earn money or you don't earn money from that purchase, you need to pay 0.6% final tax, percentage tax. Okay? So, if you are Doña Sandoval, with a lot of property, with a lot of assets, so how should you transfer these assets to your children? If you put it in a corporation, then you list the shares in the stock exchange. In the stock exchange, your tax is only 600,000 compared to 12 million compared to 15 million. Okay?
Yes,
Do you
sir.
get the point, Ms. Sandoval?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is the purpose of this exercise? The purpose of this exercise is to show you the government's policy towards encouraging people to do to
Business.
go list stock exchange, to list the stock exchange. Okay, by listing in the
Yes,
stock
sir.
exchange, you are sharing your wealth, and at the same time, you are saving on taxes. Okay. Number two, there is a requirement that for you to be listed in the stock exchange and enjoy this 0.6% tax, you need to have a public float of at least 10%. But it means that out of the company's share of 10 million, yung pinag-usapan natin kanina, 10 million shares, 10% of that must be owned by the public, not by the owner of the company. Yung tawag ng public float. Okay? That is what they are aiming. So Converge recently listed in the stock exchange. Converge, yung yung internet na hindi umaandar. I don't know if you have. Every evening, yan ang away namin ng mom ko. Sabi niya, bakit pag ikaw ikaw gumagamit, umaandar? Pag ako yung manonood ng TV sa YouTube, ayaw na umandar. Wala akong magawa. Dating ng gabi, 8 o'clock, para siyang Cinderella, wala nang signal. What can I do, diba? Okay. So Converge recently listed in the out of 1 billion share, they have to at least 100 million must be owned by the general public, not by the Dennis Uy family. Okay. For you to qualify. And then that is where the problem is now. Like Lucio Tan, yung LT Holdings, diba? Si George T naman, GT Capital. Oh, sino pa yung Henry C, SMDIC, SM Investment Corp. Sino pa yung Taipan na kilala mo? Bigyan kita ng kumpanya niya. Oh, Sandoval, Shanley. Oh, saan ang listing mo ng sa anong share ang ililist mo? You notice all of them are listing their shares. Tama, Ms. Sandoval?
Yes po.
No. That because of this tax incentive. But in return for that tax incentive, you need to share your company's, you need to sell your shares to the public. So si Lucio Tan, yun ang problema niya sa mga yung public float ng ibang kumpanya niya, hindi umaabot sa 10%. In that case, babalik yung gobyerno sa 12 million. Pero if their public float, imagine mo, di ba namatay yung anak ni Lucio Tan, yung share ng anak ni Lucio Tan, hindi siya subject nung ganyang donation tax na 15% and 6%. Because all they need to do is just cross it in the stock exchange. Okay? Clear?
Yes, sir. Okay po.
You understand, no? It makes sense?
Yes po. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, this is the basis of the law on donation. If the sale is insufficient consideration, the same shall be treated as donation unless it is a bona fide transaction, arm's length, free from donative intent. Diba? Bakit? Ay, nako. Bakit galaw ng galaw to? Too sensitive naman tong mouse ko. Okay. Bakit kay Ms. Sandoval walang problema, walang 3 million additional? Kasi qualified siya sa bona fide transaction, arm's length transaction, free from donative intent. Kay Ms. Cambry, bakit may problema? Kasi hindi siya arm's length. Anak ko yan eh. Diba? Tatay, bibentahan yung anak. Siyempre, hindi yan ganyang kalaki yung presyo. Number 3, yung kay Ms. Manikis. Kasi may donative intent to thank her for being a good bidder I gave her a share at below price, then that is donative intent. Okay? Ay, nako, Miss Manikis, kaya pala putol-putol ka. Converge ka pala. That's why in my here in the office, I don't use Converge or any. I don't pay for ano na. I would prefer to use the 1,000 that Chiang Kai-shek give me a subsidy to buy to have Smart, Globe, Gomo, Dito, and then mayroon pa ako palang Suncell. Oh. Para maano na lahat, di ba? Para may bumagsak man ng isa, mayroon pa akong apat na backup. Okay. Anyway, I will skip the DST because we will come back later to DST. That is like in module 4 or something. Okay. So after Miss Sandoval, who's next? Miss Manikis? After Sandoval?
Sir, after Sandoval is Tianzo, because we have an absentee.
Okay, Mr. Tienzo. Miss Tienzo. Tienzo.
Mr. Oh, there.
Ayan. Good morning, sir.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Tienzo. It is good.
Good
for
morning
you
pala,
to
sir.
be
Good
alive.
morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Oh, sige. At least natama ang iyong landas. Hindi ka tuloy-tuloy sa kadiliman. Huwag niyo ipakita sa mga lasala itong video na to, ha? Baka mabugbog tayo ng di oras. Are you happy with the Ateneo, Mr. Tienzo?
Yes, sir. Of course. Always.
Much better than, ano, di ba? Much better than Lasal. So now, kanina si Miss Sandoval, I guided her pa. Mabait ako sa babae. Babae ka ba, Mr. Tienzo? Kung hindi, ikaw na bahala. Ikaw na mag-compute.
Sir? Sorry?
Yeah, you compute for this.
Okay. Compute.
Ha?
Okay. Erase ko ba ito, sir, lahat?
Erase na.
Yung nasa sheets. Erase ko.
Erase na.
Okay. Ayan, sir. Erase ko na.
Hindi, in-erase ko
Hindi
na.
siya kita. Kita ba? Ayan. Okay.
So you need to compute.
Okay, sir. Shares. Yes, sir.
Dana?
Not yet, sir. So, link pa lang. Just see what it does.
Hmm.
Uh, yes.
So, Miss Sandoval, you should be thankful, no? Naabutan mo pang first question. Ginight pa kita. Tingnan mo tong si Mr. ano.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, I'm trying my best.
Bilis na. Show us your prowess that you learned from LaSalle. Hmm.
Oh, shucks, sir. Wala akong tunan dun eh.
Hmm.
Joke lang.
Sumbong kita.
Total tax liability. Sir, the problem is ibebenta lahat ng stock sa binili.
Ha?
I didn't. The last part, sir. May I check ulit the question? Now wants to sell them 150 pesos per share. Okay, so, 2,000. Was it 6%, sir? Sorry. 0.06%.
Ano 0.6?
Or 6%.
Ano siya?
0.06.
Public listed or private listed? Private shares
Like-
or publicly listed?
May I recheck the question, sir? Private. There's no public, so walang 0.06. What was the rate?
Nabilis na lang ito.
Di ko na maalala yung rate, sir. Sorry.
15. Bawas point na yan.
Yes, sir.
You're not aware that you will be next in line?
Sir, I was following the sir, pero nakalimutan ko lang yung rate. Pero
Okay.
I was following the discussion.
Yeah, sige.
Ano yun? Sir, is it 6,000?
Yes, tapos na yung 6,000, no? Sige. Next issue. What is this 300 that you computed?
That's the total amount. That's the total price of the shares, sir.
Really?
150. Ay, 300,000, sir, di ba? So, 2,000 shares,
No.
binenta niya lahat.
300. Ito to.
Ay, ano, sir? I just computed for total equity based on the problem.
Yeah, what do we call
Tapos,
that? Miss Sandoval, ano yan? Yung 300 niya?
Book value, sir.
Book value per share. So what is the relevance, Mr. Tienzo, of this book value? Why do we need to compute?
Sir, to find out the value of the shares of the equity.
To benchmark against the BIR's donative in the donation tax or not. Okay. So is there a possibility of donation tax in this case? Ms. Sandoval,
Sir, what's the question po?
is there a possibility of donation tax in this case?
Yes, sir.
Why?
Because the sale of the shares is less than the book value.
Okay. Mr. Tienzo, you understand?
Yes, sir.
The book value is computed because that serves as a benchmark for the BIR. Now, you don't need to, when you compute the tax, you actually don't need to do that. But I'm showing you because the BIR computes it that way. So book value first. If the book value is, if your selling price is above book value, then there's no more discussion of donative intent, etc. Diba? But in this case, since half lang siya, the BIR will now start looking, oh, kamag-anak mo ba yung binentahan mo?
No, sir.
May bona fide transaction ba to? Ito ba yung market price ng shares? Number 3, it's is it the free of donative intent? Is there any consideration other than this amount? Okay. In fact, there was a time BIR even look at the appraised value of the property you're holding to determine whether you really have donative intent or not. Okay? So mangyari ngayon is there's a 300 peso, you sold it for 150. So 2,000 share times 300 minus 150, that's 300,000. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then this one times 0.06%. 18,000. So mas malaki pa yung donation tax mo kesa sa capital gains tax. Okay? You understand, Mr. Tienzo?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. I-erase mo na lahat. Excuse me. Mr. Seiya, what's your question?
Sir, yung problem kanina, did we assume that it is publicly listed? That's why we use 6% for the tax
What?
rate.
What?
I was wondering why we use 6% for the tax rate.
No,
Ah,
donation
wala.
tax is 6%. If it's publicly listed, it's 0.6%. May isang decimal point na malaki yung difference no, no?
Points. Pero we assumed the publicly listed siya, sir.
Hindi siya public listed. Private company nga siya eh. Yung private company. Donation is 6%.
Okay. Kanina kasi, sir, I saw it was times 0.06.
Ha? Ibalik mo nga, Mr. Tienzo. I-undo mo lang. Oh, ito.
Yung 6,000, sir, dun sa nasa right ng rate.
Ito.
Yes, sir.
Ay, nako. 15%. 15 yung rate, hindi 6.
Okay, sir.
Sorry, thank you. Our mistake. Hindi natin tinignan mabuti. Mr. Tienzo, 15%. Sinabi ko na nga 15%, 6% pa rin yung kinampit mo. Ay, bawas.
Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir.
Tingnan mo, mabuti matalas mata ni Seiya. Madalas yata mag-cheating yan sa Chiang Kai-shek. Kaya tingin ka, nakita ka agad.
Naman, sir.
Ha?
Thank you, Jasper.
Okay. I-erase mo na ulit. Mali yan, ha? 15%. Ay, naku, Mr. Tienzo. Okay. So what other percentage taxes do we need to see? Ay, naku. Royalties on books. Yung kung if you remember for your law 11 you used my book Essentials of Business Law. Yung puti. Yeah, you did not notice my name there, no? Chan et al. Yan, kasi ako yung nagpa-publish nun. Hindi ako nagsulat, sina Setsury ang nagsulat, pero since I had it published, I put my name first, alphabetically, sabi ko. Oh. We get 5 peso per book, per person. So, we are charged with 10% royalty tax for the books, literary works. What happened? If it's 5%, if it's 10%, 5 peso, for every book, we have to pay 0.5%. 0.5, not 0.5%, 0.50 cents. Okay? So by paying the 0.50 cents, that is final tax already. Hindi na siya kasama sa lahat ng aking babayaran. Okay? You understand? Okay. Now, charity, price of winnings is 20%. Okay. So, yung mga nakikita niyo sa Itbulaga, yung mga pera abayong, alam mo yan, Mr. Tienzo? Do you watch that? No. Pag nanalo ka ng 1 million, makukuha mo lang dapat is 800,000. Kasi the 20% is withholding tax for prize winnings. Okay? Now, if your winning is less than 10,000, then it is tax-free. Okay? Clear? So, ito yung mga ano na. Now, we go to real property sale. Ito yung gusto kong i-ano sa inyo ngayon. Okay. If, kanina, di ba? The reason we went back into this is because we were discussing yung income tax for sale of vatable property. Sale of property, if it is not for engage in real estate business, is 6%. Final tax. Meaning, wala ka nang habuling ibabayaran na iba. Okay. So 6%. Now, ang tanong kanina ni Miss sino ang tanong kanina yung valuation? What will you use to compute the 6%? The rule of the government is 6% of sales price, zonal value, or market value, whichever is higher. Okay. So, sales price, that is the agreement of in your purchase price, in your deed of sale. Okay. Zonal value is what we will teach today. How do you find zonal value? Or market value naman is what is in the tax declaration. Okay. In the tax declaration, you check the requirements for the other paper. Nahanap po na, Ms. Manikis, yung requirement? Anong formative assessment number 2?
On Canvas, sir?
Yeah, in our syllabus, I think. I put it there.
Oh, yes. In the syllabus. Just
Ano nakalagay?
checking. Let me open.
Tamat lang ako pagbukas, kaya ikaw na pinabukas ko.
It's okay, sir. For the formative assessment number 2.
O ito yung final exam. Summative assessment yata yung isa. Summative assessment yata.
Summative. Okay. I was looking for formative assessment too. I was like, oh. Wala rin under summative, but I found it naman ata.
Ano nakalagay sa syllabus?
Sa syllabus. Sir, walang...
Wala sa syllabus?
Found it.
Oh.
Sir, walang instruction na specific.
Wala?
It's just, yes sir, it's just yung weight. Assessment weight tapos yung criteria lang.
Sa
But
baba.
no like
There's an
instructions.
explanation sa baba.
Sa baba, so it's yung consultation hours tapos wala.
Ganyan na. Sige.
Yes sir. Ganun lang.
Can you see now? Yan, this is the this is a summative assessment. Anyway, hanapin ko sa syllabus, bakit wala siya? Pag mayroon dyan, Miss Manikis, mapapagalitan ka ng... Wala nga, ano?
Sir, wala.
Masaya si Miss Manikis.
I got nervous. I was like, am I just not seeing it? Pero wala.
Tama nga, wala nga. Sige. Anyway, I'll open the summative assessment. So that is the final assessment. Anyway. Okay. So today we will start with we will do a zonal value. So where is the zone? There are 3 possible values that you can use, whichever is higher yan. So pagdating sa BIR, i-compute nila yan, 3. First is the deed of sale price. Number 2 is the zonal value of the land plus the improvement. And number 2 is the market value of the land and the improvement as found in the tax declaration. Okay. So ano yung zonal value? So we go to the first thing we do is we go to the BIR website. Who's next, Miss Manikis?
Agulyoso po, sir.
Agolyoso ulit.
Yes, sir.
Hi,
Okay.
sir.
Hello. Okay, do you have an internet at do you have sige, website tayo. www.bir.gov.ph. Try mo sa bahay mo. Baka mas mabilis. bir.gov.ph. Matagal dito sa akin. Tapos pag umabot na yung line na yan dito sa X, tsaka siya nagsasabi, the website cannot be found. Yan.
Sir,
So when you get to the BIR website, you click on this, see zonal values. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Click mo.
I can't open.
Ako rin, ikaw rin, ganyan?
No, sir. I can see the list of regions.
Yes, yes. So where are you staying now, Miss Agolioso? You don't need to give me the correct answer. Just tell me
Laguna po,
something.
sir.
Sige, Laguna. Saan sa Laguna?
Region 4.
Ikaw na lang kaya mag-share screen. Sige. Saan sa Laguna kayo nakatira?
San Pedro po.
Ha? San Pedro.
I'll share screen.
Oh, anong street?
Sir, I can't share screen po.
Why?
Sir, di ba you told me to share screen?
Yeah, why can't you share
Can
screen?
you give me access na lang?
I gave access to everyone.
Oh, because you're still sharing po.
Sige, sige. Ako pa may kasalanan. Okay. Ikaw. Share screen na.
Here, sir.
Lakyan mo ng konti. Para ano tayo.
Hi. Okay na ba yun, sir?
Ha? Okay. Then you go to Laguna. Saan si Laguna?
Ayun, sir.
Bakit
Oh,
walang
there.
where? Ay, kasi pumili ng Laguna. Bakit hindi ka na lang pumili ng Cavite? Di tapos na tayo. Okay.
Ayan na, sir. Ayan na. RDO number 57.
Sige, Laguna. Marami yan. May Laguna na Calamba, may Laguna na Binyan. So saan ka ulit? San Pedro.
Apo, here.
Sige, open mo yung San Pedro mo.
Ay, the-download pa pala, sir, ng Excel file.
Yes, open
Wait,
na.
sir.
Hindi. Guys, we're doing this step by step na. Pag hindi niya pa magawa, hindi ka na alam kung ano gagawin, ha? Don't come back to me after the teacher did not teach us how to do it. Bakit Miss Agudioso? Anong nangyari?
Sir, I don't know why it's not downloading.
Hindi ba tapos na yan?
I can't expand daw. Hindi po siya na-open sa wait. Paano ba ito? It won't open. It won't zip the Excel file, sir.
Bakit? Wala kang zip opener?
Can Bianca open it po now? Because I can't.
You send the file to Bianca via ano?
Sir, I might have one from before. Not before, but like a month or two ago.
From Miss Attorney Valdez class?
No, sir. I had to look at zonal values for something.
Oh, sige, ikaw na mag-share.
I'll look for it though. Hopefully I didn't delete it.
Eh, wait. Saan ba yung... Bakit kasi itong si Miss Agolioso hindi pa siya makahanap?
Oh. Sir, pero my file ata it's from Benguet. Not Laguna.
Tawag na.
I was looking at zonal values
Anong
from
ginamit mo?
Benguet.
San Pedro is Binyan City, Miss
Yes, sir.
Saka na virus na tayo. Hmm?
Or we can use na lang yung Benguet, sir.
No, I'll open my file. Wait.
Sir, I downloaded it.
Hmm?
I
Yeah, I also
I
downloaded it, but I
downloaded
cannot share screen to you.
I downloaded. Oh, okay.
How do we share? Oh, here. Oh, this is the file that Miss Agolioso should have downloaded. So nakita niya.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, San Pedro. Saan yung San Pedro? Ano nakalagay dito? Sheet number 7. Sheet number 7. Hanapin mo yung sheet number 7. Ito yan. So, San Pedro. Okay. Ano yung San Pedro na lugar mo? Street?
Cardinal po.
Cardinal Street? Yan ang pangalan? O Cardinal
Yes,
Tacle?
sir. Cardinal Street, sir.
Ha?
Pwede naman, sir. Can go down pa.
Oh, sige. Anong barangay? Sige. Bilis. Kung hindi, sayang yung restitution mo.
Sige, sir, yun na lang. Yung ano na lang. Carmen Homes
Ano?
na lang. Or yung A. Hernandez.
Barangay Hernandez?
Yung A.
Saan?
Hernandez Street, sir.
Saan?
Sir, malayo pa ata eh. Yung ano,
No, the way to look for this is you have to give me your barangay number. Landayan.
sir, yung Calendola Village. Gumagalaw po kasi yung screen.
Saan? A.
Yes, sir.
Hernandez.
A. Hernandez.
Okay. A. Hernandez, if it's residential, it's 1,620 per square meter. Okay? So how many square meter yung bahay mo? Yung mansion mo? Yung hacienda mo?
500, sir.
Oh, so kung 500 yan, 500 mo times 1,620. That is the zonal value.
810,000, sir.
Yes, 810,000. Times 6%. That is for the land, ha? So iba pa yung bentahan ng bahay, ha? Iba pa yung bentahan ng bahay. Okay? So tingnan mo yung ibang street, yung si
Times
Landayan Road.
6%,
Hmm.
sir, it's for
Sige. Wait, let me find someone else.
Yeah.
Is there anyone here in Laguna na alam mo yung sa San Pedro pa na may alam kang lugar na iba?
yung ayan sir sa St. Francis.
Sa St. Francis naman, 1,600.
154.
Wala bang ibang ano? Ano yung kanina? Cardinal? Sige, hanapin natin si Cardinal. Wala, no such thing.
Flamingo.
Ha?
Flamingo po.
Anong spelling? Flamingo? Wala. Flamingo o Lamingo?
Flamingo. FL. Apa. FL. Ay,
Bakit lahat ng hinahanap ko wala?
Pasita, sir.
Pasita. O yan, mayroon. Pasita Commercial Center. Yan ba? Pasita Commercial
Opo, yan, sa San
Center.
Vicente Street.
6,540. Oh, yan. Okay? Ano pa ibang gusto niyo tingnan? Okay. The purpose of this exercise is for you
Okay,
to
sir.
find the zonal value. Then when you found the zonal value, compare it with the market value for the land. Then compare it with the market value for the improvement. May bahay ba yun sa San Pedro mo, Mr. Agolioso?
Meron po.
Mayroon. So yung bahay, may market value siya na sarili niya. So pag tax declaration yan, dalawa yung tax declaration. Okay. Anyway, I'll just close with the discussion on this. If you are selling your house so that you can buy another house, para ma-asenso ka naman, that you can have your capital gains tax deferred. That means if you're staying right now in Flamingo, tapos gusto mong ibenta para bumili ng bagong bahay sa Pasita, sa San Vicente, you can have the capital gains tax deferred. Meaning you don't need to pay so long as you can buy something within the next 5 years. Okay? That is a tax incentive allowed by the government, which is not often used because of very few people knowing about it. Okay?
Sir,
So,
I have a question.
yeah.
So,
Yes. Hello.
as long as you buy a property for the next 5 years?
So long as you buy a house, and then you must not have any other property. Yes.
Even any amount, sir?
No,
or may limit?
the amount should be some upgrade, di ba? So kung 2 million yung dating bahay mo, dapat bumili ka ng 4 million o 3 million, ganyan. Tapos
Okay.
kung binenta mo 4 million, magbili ka ng 5 million. Kasi kung hindi, babayaran mo pa rin yung kulang mo.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
Gets? That is a legally allowed mechanism for you to minimize tax. So ginawa namin sa isang transaction is magsuswap yung mga kapatid ng bahay. Diba? So ginawa namin is A sells to B and then B sells to A. And then both of them file it under sale of So wala kang babayarang tax. Okay? Clear? Any question? Is there anyone who would like to consult? Miss Manikis, only 6 and only 5 groups submitted. There should be 6 groups. Eh.
I'll check up on the people
Mm.
that haven't submitted. Pero I was sending reminders yun naman. So
Sige.
I don't know why they didn't get to submit.
Okay.
Sir.
Oh.
During our consultation, we asked for an extension.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Now I know. Yeah. Aging, sign of aging. I forgot. na.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Any other question? Wala? So we'll end here, huh? Bye-bye.
Bye, sir. Thank you.
Bye.